Hey everybody, Jimmy here. Welcome back to the channel. It's that time of the week. We're going to break down natural gas. What's it going to do this week? What did it do last week? Where's it going in the future? We're talking about it all. Let's go. Welcome. Here we go. /NG. We got the futures up on the weekly chart. It's where we always start. We're back at it again this week. Let's take a look at where natural gas is going for the rest of the week. We're going to look at where it went last week, and we're going to kind of look at what the trend is overall right now moving forward. So, weekly chart. Right now, we can see clearly we've got a lower low, lower high. We're moving to a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and look what's happening, a lower high. So right now on the weekly chart, I'm saying again, we're in a downtrend. We talked about this last week. It was showing a downtrend. It's continuing to show a downtrend on the weekly chart. We're getting that pullback, but it looks like we're sort of rounding over and slowing up a bit. So we may be getting ready to roll to the downside. We may continue up a little higher for the rest of the week and then roll over. We'll see what happens, but right now, weekly chart is a downtrend. So let's move on and look at our daily time frame. What is happening on the daily time frame? Let's zoom way out and just get the bigger picture. So all this craziness dropping down in here. So I'm going to zoom in and focus on this point right here. We've got our bubbles we've been drawing with lower lows and lower highs, and it looks like we're continuing that trend. We got this most recent lower low, and now we're pushing back up to possibly create the next lower high. So I'm going to zoom in even further and look at this. So right now, it looks like we had this little turn up and push down. It didn't really go anywhere, but this was technically a lower high, and now we got this lower low, and then we had just a bunch of sort of stagnant behavior drifting out, and now we're setting a slightly lower high. So we're still continuing in that trend, which is kind of interesting because it's been a little more laggy. It hasn't been as sharp pullback and go. It's been doji, kind of hanging out in the area. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. This could be the slowdown that's maybe saying, hey, we're going to reverse back to the upside for a little while. But right now it still overall is in a downtrend, and until we get that confirmation, which is the break, pullback, break higher, we can't determine which direction it's going. All we know is where it's going right now, which is in the downtrend. So I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit more. I just want to look at it overall. So we are below the 200 simple moving average. The 200 simple moving average is technically pointing down. It's slowly drifting downward. Now, we've had hot summer months where increased demand has caused some of these pullbacks, people cooling their homes, but we are starting to get a transition now in the next month or so where temperatures are probably going to start cooling off a little bit. People are going to start turning their heaters on as we get into fall. So /NG could then start to show some big activity to the upside, but also just an overall volume. There may be just more volume in the markets, in the futures market for this coming up. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. I want to flip to the 5-minute chart just to see what it did today. And we're going to look at our ETF studies here with the VWAP on here. So it looks like for today, let's see here. We got into early morning. We had a big sell-off. Let's zoom out. Okay. So early this morning in the futures market, we got a huge sell-off. Then it stabilized a little bit. Looks like it's kind of setting up this area here as support levels, and then it's kind of been bouncing higher and now fizzling out. So not a whole lot going on with /NG today. And look at DGAZ real quick just to kind of look at it. Yeah, real corkscrewy, kind of a nothing day for DGAZ and UGAZ, as we would guess because they're reflective of /NG. So we'll keep an eye on that. That doesn't look like there was a whole lot going on. I'm going to flip back to the daily chart, and I want to reiterate for all of you who were present last week for my disaster trade that actually wasn't a trade on /NG and looking at UGAZ. I missed the trade. I still want you to know that I owe you that trade. So this Thursday, I'm going to recapture a live trade for you guys. I'm not going to miss it this time. I'm going to get it, win or lose. I'm still trying to figure out how to take advantage of UGAZ and DGAZ in that short little time window that we have right before the natural gas report comes out. So stay tuned. We're going to have that coming up soon. Right now, natural gas is downtrending, so your bet would be on DGAZ, but we did slow on the daily chart. We've had a slow in activity and not sharp ups and downs. Is that indicating a reversal in the other direction? I'm not sure. We'll stay tuned. We'll wait for that confirmation, and we'll see you Thursday.